little warriors that have set up camp in this zone. 4 different tribes worshipping all the 4 elements. Like this one is the water tribe. They're friendly towards you. And all of these tribes are in constant danger of being run over by the ape-men and other inhabitants of that zone. You see, we added these little fights where the pygmies fight against the ape-men, against the mushroom people. We will show a bit of that later. Now we're on the way to one of the central points of Elven history in the game. When you reach level 55, which is the max, the new maximum cap for the add-on, you will learn about the background that humans and elves were fighting together in the past against the Nagas, managed to push them back to a new zone that will be accessible at one point as well for players, and that they have erected a huge barrier. But at some point in the recent past, one of the elven princes fell in love with a young girl. She got into danger. He had to summon some magical weapon. Took that out of the wall. Now the wall has been weakened, and that's the story so far. Continuing on the topic of elf lore, we are introducing a new group dungeon. We call it the Origin. As you can see here, this is a place where you will learn more about the elves themselves. Who are their friends? Who are their enemies? Where do they come from? What makes them what they are? Again, this is something new to Runes of Magic. It's not just a dungeon, underground type of instance. It's, as you can see, open skies. And when you go through that one, you will meet elementals, these trollish stone people, and of course several bosses like this bug, or is it beetle? I don't know. Sure.
Oh, it's beetle.
That's all beetle. Yeah, all those then will lead you through that zone. Once you've defeated that boss, there's a bridge with a magical barrier that you have to pass. Then past this end there to the Tree of Life. Once a very strong ally of the elves, now corrupted by dark forces, by demons and humans that want to do evil. The task of the players is to defeat that tree, to make, but not kill it, which would be stupid, you know, Tree of Life, not a good idea. But to make it see the error of its ways. Once defeated, it turns good again, and is a friend of the elves. There's another thing that we're going to add, another feature, a new public encounter. A couple of patches ago, we started the first public encounter in one of the existing zones, and now we are adding another one for up to 150-ish people. This guy lying there, he's fallen very ill. He's plagued by nightmare after nightmare, so he essentially doesn't wake up anymore. The girl by his side now tells the players to jump into his dream and fight his inner demons. And demons, they are indeed. As you can see, there are zombies, there are skeletons, spiders. The whole town of Varanus looks devastated, almost torn down. It's burning. It's pretty much nightmarish. Now, if you have enough players in that new public encounter zone, it's their task to find all the 20 gates, so to speak, these red glowing structures, which are healing very quickly and which respawn very quickly, so it's important that as many people as possible split up, take care of these gates, because when all 20 are taken down, phase 2 will begin, where a giant boss will appear. He will be able to transform into 3 different forms, each requiring a different tactic, each a new type of attack. One is more susceptible to physical damage, the other one more to magical damage. And in phase 3, when you have heard this boss well enough, then a new phase will start, phase 3, where this boss will get help from the guy that we are going to see now, which is the first time ever that we are introducing actually the Demon Lord himself. The devious thing about this public encounter is that the Demon Lord you can't attack him. He's invulnerable to player attacks. But you know, with chapter 1 we wanted to introduce the idea that the Demon Lord is rising again, that he's slowly trying to corrupt as many people as possible. Now he made his way from just manipulating the creatures to actually appearing in the nightmare of one of the humans. And maybe later players will then encounter him for real. So that's at least on the list of things that we want to show. Talking about raid instances now. This is a new raid instance that we're going to add. It's called the Hall of Survivors. It's an instance for 2 full groups, so it's 12 players. It's an old factory where humans once created their mechanical guardians, their golems, and as you can see, more, well, technologically powered creations. Just recently, the entrance to that long-lost factory was found again, and now players can explore that one and will, of course, come across all the creations that were left behind for thousands of years. Probably they were a bit bored and decided that now, when they ever see a human, they will beat the hell out of him. Now, yes, of course, they turned evil. This one, especially like the graphical details, that at one point he throws down one of his axes and it just sticks in the ground, and he then starts clubbing people with his other hand. Once this one is defeated, all the gates in the background will open, and then players will be able to continue their journey. Past this guy, he's trying to tear down the wall, so the whole instance is flooded with lava. You have to stop him there. And then this is one of the last encounters. This horse and carriage at first one entity, and after the axle breaks, then they split up, and the carriage jumps around. To make it very hard for the close combat fighters to keep hitting up. So that's all we have to show for the moment. It's going to be released in September on the 15th. Yeah, quite soon. And as I said, next week we're going to introduce one zone that will somehow build a bridge from the existing continent to the new content. It will raise the level cap from 50 to 52, and with the Alpha Prophecy that it will be raised again to level 55. As I said, a new race, 2 new classes, lots of new content, 1/3 of the existing landmass will be added. Then of course the new instances, dungeons, and lots more.